Hello everyone, welcome back to the 1 year anniversary of this channel. Thank you for all the subscribers. Again, please like and subscribe. It definitely helps to grow this channel as well, especially since it is fairly niche. But today we are doing a quick kind of review of the Queen Studios Aquaman half scale. This is a big boy, as you can see from the outer and the inner box. Very well packaged by Queen Studios. Did make the trip all the way from China to Malaysia to here. And thanks to Primo Collectibles, this is my third piece from them so far. I am looking forward to the Queen Studios third scale Joaquin Phoenix Joker in the dressing room later this year. Uh, and you know, they have not disappointed at all. Shipment was fairly quick. It was delayed slightly by a day, but otherwise only took 6 days to get here. Um, Going through the box, it's packaged very well considering the weight, and it is pretty hefty. Easily about the weight of a arcade one-up that's boxed, so anywhere between 75 to 80 pounds probably overall, but distributed fairly well. As you can see, the Trident is fairly large. It does also come with some ferns. So unfortunately, the only cheap-looking thing of the statue are those ferns. In a way, I wish they were a little bit better or they weren't included. It does come with gloves and a brush as well to dust off your statue. Here is the base, still in the styrofoam. Size comparison, the footprint to my hand. I have a medium-sized hand. The clear epoxy that shows the water. Very well done. The base itself is probably, I would say, about 20, maybe 25 pounds. So a good weight to it. There it is on my coffee table downstairs in the movie room. A little bit closer, taking a look at some of that detail. Very well done. Love the clear epoxy look. Makes it look like water, especially with the lights hitting it. Rocks and everything look wonderful. Here is the Aquaman logo. I kind of don't like the way it's painted, and I did get 243 out of 666. I am curious to see why they chose that number. And as you can see, you know, here is Aquaman, and just another size comparison. My hand a little closer to the body, so fairly big guy, basically about the size of a toddler, just a hair under 40 inches tall from his boots to the top of his head. And here he is out of the box, and I have not styled the hair yet, so that is actually what the hair looks like. And it pretty much depends, I think, from on how it's packaged, how it's jostled around. Fortunately, mine wasn't too bad. Take a little bit closer look at that detail and the sculpting of the suit. Very well done. Great paintwork. Amazing detail on the armor itself. Another look at the base. Looking at the rocks, the water. He slotted in very easily and very well. No problems there. I only put 2 of the ferns in so far. I'm trying to see how I like it with either less or all 4 ferns. Again, that's the only piece that I wish they that didn't quite transfer over so well to this medium. And then going up to the body. Right now I'm filming this on my iPhone with the flashlight on, so there's some extra highlight, so it's not in the natural indoor, lighting. Unfortunately, today in Seattle it was very cloudy, so couldn't get much natural light coming from the windows. Head itself is made out of silicone. There are glass eyes and of course rooted hair. And another look here at the Trident as it is affixed into his hands. It's actually a 2-part. There's a part that is affixed to his hand itself that leads all the way to the bottom, and then that Trident fork piece that sits on top is a completely separate piece. You also do see the Atlantean inscriptions into the Trident itself. Kind of scaling back down. Taking a look over. Again, the detail for Queen Studios in regards to this armor is amazing. Every scale definitely just stands out. All the textures, amazing coloring. They did a great job. And here is a closer look of that rooted hair. They did a great job, and I just can't even imagine the painstaking work it would have taken to punch each and every one of those in, even the eyebrows. There are some random stray hairs in place, and a little tough to try to wipe it away when you're wearing gloves on the silicone skin. And the skin itself, it it feels like real skin. This is actually my first piece with any silicone, because they're normally reserved for either 1-to-1 or half scale statues. Um, this has definitely made me a believer in Queen Studios for their half scale. I'm looking forward to see what J&D Studios does once my Wonder Woman arrives next month. I'll be reviewing that as well. But I just can't even I can imagine. Just look at that coloring on the silicone, the lips, very well done. I'm not sure how accurate the tattoo is. There aren't really that many shots where his neck isn't fully uncovered with his hair. So, but it looks fairly accurate to me. Again, an amazing job from the costume design team, and now Queen Studios translating that. It's hard to really see in the movie all the details with the costume, so it is amazing to have it in statue form, having it in front of you, seeing all the little details. Like, I mean, you definitely saw the scales on the chest piece, but actually seeing that extra detail in the boots, in the gloves, is amazing. And again, considering it's really only one color, they did a great job with the shading to make those details stand out. And Pride of the Gypsies right there, as he likes to call himself. And definitely one of my favorite iterations of Aquaman. I'm be honest, I was not a fan of the standard Aquaman. I didn't become a fan of the comic book until he actually lost his hand and he had the harpoon. Um, that's when he got a bit more kind of gravitas to the character. And here's just a reference of me holding his hand. So, like I said, it's about the size of a toddler's hand, maybe a small infant, but probably a toddler. Toddler, yes. Um, and it's about really the size of my palm. So it's a pretty pretty large half scale. It isn't overscaled like the Prime ones figures are statues. Their half scales are a bit oversized, but I think most of the community knows that. They do have great presence. So, but if you do have a lot of Prime One, this may be a bit of a harder match to it since this is a little their Queen Studios is a more accurate scale. Taking a look at some of the side shots of the figure itself, those are the ferns. There's actually two more ferns I didn't put on that base, which I'll probably end up putting. Again, those are really my only gripes. I do like the different shadings of the armor, the different greens, the different yellows, or what's supposed to be gold. Again, just amazing detail. I didn't actually, there was so much detail I didn't even see that hair when I was filming that. So I probably do have to flip that over. The hair does come gelled out of the box, and unfortunately it's set. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to get kind of a water spritzer. Unfortunately, I didn't have a wide comb brush or wide tooth comb in order to really untangle his hair. So I pretty much had on gloves and just kind of worked my fingers through the hair, and you'll see that later. Again, another shot from his left side. Again, just amazing detail, paint, and sculpt work. I'm really hoping that they'll announce a Henry Cavill Superman, Ben Affleck Batman, and of course a Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. But I probably will just do the Trinity and Aquaman for my half scale. Just not enough room in the movie room for this collection, or anything beyond 3 or further half scale statues. As you can see in the background, the details are right behind him, and you can see the third scale Joker and a little bit of the Batman in the far background. Another look with him, again with the hair kind of futzed down. Again, I just used my hands after spraying the hair and then putting a towel around his shoulders and just so it wouldn't get too wet. Again, just amazing detail, and I love the water effect. They did a great job. I'm debating whether or not I want to keep this on the floor or find a way to um, hoist him or put him elevated a little higher. I may elevate him. I'm still deciding. It's a hard choice, but I think he might stand a bit better. But he is a weighty guy. I believe anywhere between about maybe 60, 70 pounds overall. If you know, put on that 20 plus pound base plus the body and everything else. But amazingly done. Queen Studios definitely made me a believer, as this is their first half scale. And amazingly, 1 year, month-wise, from last July to now, with my first piece being that third scale Joker, to now this half scale Aquaman. Statue games have been elevated thanks to Queen Studios and J&D Studios. Prime 1 is also another great studio, and of course Blitzway. But you know, with the silicone and the rooted hair, really, it's for me it's J&D and Queen Studios. Especially how much I've loved the Queen Studios Heath Ledger Joker sitting down, and of course the Christian Bale Batman, both with rooted hair. There's another shot of him with the hair put down, and again, when I am filming via iPhone and he is actually, and the iPhone's horizontal, you see actually how wide and how muscular this sculpt is. It's very well done. Easy for me, another Grail piece, especially if you're a Jason Momoa or Aquaman fan. And honestly, until Jason Momoa, I wasn't a huge fan of Aquaman. It definitely wouldn't have been one of my picks for a half-scale statue. I would have chosen a Batman or a Superman. But I am very, very happy that I pre-ordered this over a year ago and have it actually earlier than I thought. Amazing piece. Great colors. I imagine it looked even better actually in natural lighting. Very happy to have him in my collection, and I think if you could still find it, there are some resellers like Spec Fiction that I did see pre-orders are still open. So if you do want to pick them up, I do recommend. It's an amazing piece. Easily, for me, it's a grail, just because there are not too many Aquaman statues I actually want. Looks like Jason Momoa. It's amazing how much they captured it. But I do want to thank everybody. Please like and subscribe. Definitely want to keep the channel slowly growing. I'm glad that 430 plus of you have liked and subscribed so far. We are waiting for some other videos, both a mixture of statues, figures, and of course, some old school retro gaming. Thanks everyone. God bless.